All right, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I do believe we are live. Welcome to another episode of Smash Times Lead Therapy. I was just editing up a cluster of a video, which is it's pretty funny. I hope you guys like it when it comes out, but it's pretty funny. I think it's funny. Let's check the chat real quick. My man Kurt, what's up, buddy? CNT Designs, in crew. And you guys are always early. Randy, my man, glad to see you in here. I'm in here. Who would have thought? Let's see. Everyone's talking about 9/11. Yeah, we'll talk about that for a little bit. Hey, Zeus, Gort. Nice. Now, tonight's guest is someone I've had on once before, and I'm honored and privileged that he would slum it and hang out with Smash Mouth for a little bit longer. But I had the opportunity to meet John last year, and he was really a cool guy, a little eclectic. Really, he got me sold on GOA. I talked to him for about 2 minutes, and he goes, "You should really join GOA." And I said, "That's a great idea." So I went and I joined right then on the spot, actually, because yeah, he sold me on it. He is an investigative journalist. I think that's what you call it, investigative journalist. And without further ado, the one and only John Crump.
One thing, I've never been on your show before, so I have no idea where you got
You've
that
been
from.
on my show before.
I have not.
You have.
No, man. No, you wouldn't have me on your show because I make you sing the song from Shrek all the time.
No, hold on. You came on once before, John.
I have not.
Bet you $1.
Okay, I make you a deal. I'll bet you $100 to charity. If you can show me, I will donate $100 to pediatric brain cancer.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, you were on episode right here, my man. Let's share the screen. Let us shareth the screeneth. Oh, no, not that one. Wrong button. I'm glad I'm so memorable.
It was Rich doing a deep fake.
That wasn't Rich doing a deep fake.
Pretty sure it was.
He's not that good at what he does. Rich is good, but I don't know about that good. That was
man, it's been a while.
That wasn't that long ago, man. Hold on, let's see. Analytics.
I don't know.
Was what day? What day was that? Details.
It never happened. It was Rich.
Episode 34. So this was like January sometime.
Okay, well.
It was January.
It was cold in January, so I have an excuse.
Yeah. You know what it was? It was an odd time. That's what it was. I think we did it really early because that's back when you were doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Still doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. ADX. Nice. Kurt, Ron, Country Boy. Man, I haven't seen you in the chat in a long time, buddy. I hope everything's all right. Walker's Customs. All right, Jeremiah. So, man, I got to tell you, your channel is exploding the last 6 months.
Which one?
The John Crump News.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watch both of them, by the way.
There's 5.
Oh, I only watch 2 of them. I watch the news, and then I watch your live streams.
Then I have my one where I review.
Is it the OnlyFans?
No. I have a Lego channel.
Do you really? No kidding. My son just started doing Legos. His first video, he got like 2,600 views on one of his videos.
I have a Lego channel, and then I have a Barbie. I'm joking. I only have 2.
I would totally be impressed if you had a Lego channel because I could see you in your basement like knocking out some sick ass Lego sets. I could totally see that.
No, I just saw a Lego right there. It's my kids.
So my son wanted to do a YouTube channel. And so shout out to Carson Crush, my favorite little 9-year-old. And they do like really goofy, like cooking stuff, which is ridiculous. Like they made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, him and my daughter. It's funny. It's to me, I think it's pure comedy. And then I just give them the camera and I leave the room and they make their own videos and I just put it on the internet for them. And to see how these little kids think when they do a video is a riot. But he did one Lego one, and man, it got like 2,600 views. It's nuts.
That is cool, man.
It's
Yeah,
bananas.
my kids have been bugging me to do a Lego show.
Should do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the great thing about Legos, you do the intro, you let it do a time lapse, have him build a Lego. He can take a week, he can take a day, take an hour. Then you do intro, time lapse, goodbye. At that level, I mean, there's a couple high-end Lego channels like Brixie. I've been doing my research, of course. There's some high-end Lego channels out there that are pretty cool, but it's cool to see how kids think and how they want to put the camera and stuff. It's pretty neat. In crew Legos are awesome. And he has 42 subscribers now, so he's big time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm gonna have to get my kids to watch them.
Oh, I appreciate it. Tell them to comment and stuff. Then my daughter has a channel too where she's starting to do Legos and LOL dolls, and it just gives them something to do. It's fun. They really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely fun. My kids have been bugging me to do a YouTube channel. I do like a video a day, like almost every day, maybe sometimes more. So it's just hard, and with all the other stuff that we do, just
It is super tough. Like that Lego video that I just put out there, I've had it taped for about a month and a half, 2 months. And I just got around to doing it. And it is tough, but it's funny. Like, honestly, how old are they?
9 and 5.
Well, the 9-year-old can work a cell phone camera probably better than most adults. So just set it up on a tripod and let them go to town.
Yeah, about the editing. I've tried to teach them how to edit because I wanted to put them to work to edit my videos so I could, relax a little bit and just make them slave for me. Then I can go on like Upwork and Fiverr and book them out to do other people's videos to make money off of them. So those little buggers can pay their own rent, but it just haven't worked out.
All right, so I'm gonna show everyone a sneak peek of a video I'm working on, and it was my son's idea that I do this, and I thought it was pretty funny. And he goes, "Dad, it'd be real funny if you did this in your video." And I go, "That's kind of dumb," but the more I thought about it, I'm like, "That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny stuff." So hold on, I don't know if you guys can see that, and I don't know how the audio is going to come out. I don't know how the audio is going to come out.
It depends. Did you share the audio?
How do you share the audio?
When you share on StreamYard, at the bottom of the share window.
Okay.
So basically, you would have to just end this right here. Just totally remove it. Go to share screen. Then when you hit share screen, there, when you pick the tab or window, or actually it's not a Chrome tab. Never mind. That only works with Chrome.
Share screen.
I don't worry.
Share system audio.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Got it. So this is my son's idea, and he thought it was really, really funny, and I thought it was kind of funny too. So I don't know. Let's see if you can hear it. All right. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. Get rid of the water. All right. All right. What are we reviewing today? This is the brand new Springfield Armory Prodigy Double Stack 1911 in 9mm. Where you going? Hey. Guess it's just me. So that was his idea. He goes, Dad, that'd be so funny if you were like two of you. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. But he thought that was hilarious. Like he was crying his eyes out laughing when I put it together.
Yeah,
So,
that's hilarious.
so the ideas are there. So I got him a little drone. I'm teaching him how to use a drone
What
because,
type of
like,
drone?
hmm?
What type of drone?
I just got him the Ruko F11. It's like
I know what it is.
I got him a cheap one, and we were at the park, and the cheap ones don't have GPS comeback when they lose signal. So he was flying his drone for
Yeah,
about 5
firewall.
minutes, and it went right into the lake. So so I got him the Ruko one, and he's been messing with that, and I'm trying to teach him how to edit. I'm gonna go get a computer and teach him how to edit his own videos. So hopefully, in like 2 or 3 years, like you said, man, a little bit of child labor never hurt anybody.
Yeah, I'm teaching my 9-year-old how to edit videos because one of the things he has to do for scouts, if you go to gibsongo.com/997, you can actually donate to his troop, or you can go to linktr.ee/crumpy and buy some popcorn and support the scouts. But one of the little things you have to do as a Weeblo is they have to do a video. So the video they have to write and produce their own video.
That is awesome.
So every year, it's like a zombie thing. This year it's gonna be badass because I know how to use After Effects and motion and all that. So we're gonna do some freaking special effects out the ass.
That sounds very cool. Those Girl Scout cookies and that damn popcorn from the Boy Scouts gets me every year. I got a whole thing full of popcorn. The Boy Scout popcorn is really, really good.
Yeah.
So so
We spent hours
definitely
today
oh,
selling it.
yeah, that's awesome stuff. All right, let's check the chat. Oh, Clayco47.
All right. He dropped you a pretty nice super chat, man.
Yeah, look at that. Clay, come on, man. Come on. Well, I bought 2 tickets to Kalash Bash coming up next week. And I got to tell you, John, that is an event you should go to, man. It is really cool.
Yeah, I've been invited. I didn't get invited this year, probably because the last like 4 years I've been invited and never went.
Well, I got my tickets. I got my camping ticket. I can't wait to go. It's gonna be a great event. And AK people,
Dude,
I don't know. That's the closest thing to a crazy hippie you can get in the gun community. I think is like the AK people. They're great.
Yeah, I wrote an article about Red October. I don't know if you've ever been to Red October out in Vegas.
Mm-mm.
It's like Clash Bash, but in Vegas. So that is like I described it as Comic-Con with guns.
Oh no, that sounds amazing.
It's awesome because people are all dressed up and everything. People don't realize, like, if you go to like a shooting competition with like an AR or something, people have the like little jerseys on and stuff like that. If you
No,
go
they
to
don't.
a
Do they?
shooting competition with AKs, you see people dressed up, like as the Viet
Putin.
Cong or Russian, special ops people or
Oh man.
stuff like that. It's freaking great, man.
Kurt says, "How's the fundraising going, John?" So your son, how much popcorn does he have to sell?
They have to sell a lot because the dues went up by like $20 a kid, and we're not going to raise the due, and plus up on adults, so we're not going to raise the dues, and we're just going to try to like fundraise more to offset it, just because we want people to discover scouting because scouting has been a blessing for my kids. They love it. They make some really good friends. They make some really good develop some really good skills. So, yeah. So we want as many people to experience that as possible. So we're not going to raise the dues. We're just going to try to fundraise a little bit more. So I mean, it's going. It's not done by any stretch of the means. We're not close, but we'll get there.
So is it co-ed now? Isn't the Boy Scouts co-ed?
It depends. It depends on the unit. Each pack gets to decide for themselves if they want to go co-ed or not. The
So is there
pack
a lot of them going co-ed, or is they still
there
keeping?
there's a lot of them going co-ed. The pack that my boys are in is not co-ed, because give the boys something to do so they
The
can go
thing, the
bond.
thing with that is too, it's like, Girl Scouts was obsessed with selling stupid cookies and not doing scout stuff. A lot of those girls wanted to go and I guess rough it and camp it like the boys do,
Yeah,
and they were just like knitting and doing all kinds of just random stuff. They wanted a better experience.
yeah.
'Cause
You see a lot of them. My unit, my little pack is. I wouldn't say it's more on the conservative side than a lot of them. It's through my Catholic church, so
mm,
they're so it's a little bit more conservative. So we decided, and it's like not a church, but a Catholic church. It's a Catholic school. So St. Teresa's Catholic school is where it's tied to. So it is a little bit more conservative than a lot of them that have went co-ed. And I have nothing against the ones that have gone co-ed, but you do see a lot more girls doing it, which is good. Because the Boy Scouts, we do a lot, or not Boy Scout, I keep on calling Boy Scouts. Cub Scouts, they do um, a lot more, I guess, I don't know, actual scouting stuff like hiking. We go hiking a
right.
lot, fishing. Um, we even do like right now, we don't do 22s or anything, but we do like BB guns to teach them gun safety and stuff like that. Archery, like woodworking, and now we're doing like science. Like one of the things that we did last year is we built robots. We did like battles of robots and
Oh
stuff, which
yeah.
was kind of cool.
My
And a
son is
lot of fun.
joining the robotics league this year, and so I was at the convention center in downtown, and I was there for another conference, but then they were doing like a robotics league. And at first I thought it was the I stay home every Friday night club because all the kids there look like they don't leave their basement. Anime. I mean, but I was deceived because I walked into this room and it was this huge. I mean, it is huge. There was thousands of kids in this room with these crazy robots doing all kinds of tricks, and they have to do competitions and climb bars and throw. And every city and district had their own robot there, and it was pretty cool. I went home, grabbed the family, we went straight back the next day, and we watched the finals. Didn't understand anything about what was going on, but it was really cool. So he's going to get into that because I think if you're going to encourage it,
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
I'm a tech guy, so I know tech. So all the sciencey stuff is really cool. Like next month, there is a scouting activity that's involving drones. So we're gonna do that. So it's just not camping. It is camping. I mean, they learn how to cook. They learn how to build fires and do knots and all that. But it's becoming a little bit more tech based as well, which is kind of cool. So
That's awesome. So
it
did you get
depends
your
on.
drone license?
Yeah, I already have it.
I just got the prep book today.
Oh, okay,
And
just memorize it. It's easy.
the test, everyone says it's super hard.
If you memorize it, just memorize the book.
It's a big book.
It doesn't matter. Just memorize it, man. Just
Oh,
memorize. Just take
hold on.
like
It's actually, so I got two books.
yeah, just take 50 pages a day and memorize it.
50 pages a day.
Yeah.
I got this one.
Dude, I memorized it in a week and took
You
it.
memorized this book in a week.
Yeah.
Look, that's crazy. Crazy. I don't. My memory is not that good.
The only thing that is like kind of hard on it is reading the like the maps.
I don't even understand why you got to take that to fly a drone. It's
I think
ridiculous.
that's because they want you to be able to like look at a map and determine, like like what the proper what the max height before you enter a certain airspace and stuff like that, and where you need clearance from controlled airspace.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's why I like those Ruko drones. They fly no matter what. There's no restrictions. They go anywhere they want.
Yeah.
Those are great. What drones do you have?
DJIs.
Like DJI, they just came out with a new one, I think like a week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. They came out with a couple different ones.
The
One's
one where it has the smaller goggles now. It's the FPV one.
yeah.
I really want to get an FPV drone.
FPVs are fun. Yeah, I have just a Mavic 2 Pro with I have the FPV goggles for it, which is really cool because I'll fly it and have my little 5-year-old sit there with the FPV goggles on.
Oh, that is very cool. All right, I guess we should talk about some gun stuff. So I saw that you had Paul from Legally Armed America on your channel, man. He is a trip.
Yeah, Paul and I are really, really good friends. We've become really close. I actually when I met Paul, I met him through a guy named Tony, and I didn't realize he had a YouTube channel. To tell you the truth, he has this like massive YouTube channel.
Well, he took kind of a break from it.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, so I met Paul at a SHOT Show, and he was sitting over there by himself, kind of, and we were all in a group talking and lying about how cool we are. And he just had that killer instinct. Like he looked like someone that could just get up and whoop anybody's ass in the room. And I'm like, I gotta see who this guy is. And I talked to him for a little bit, man. And Paul is a true patriot. He is absolutely
Yeah,
devout in his beliefs.
100%. He actually works for GOA now.
Yeah, I saw that. But he is devout, like the absolute 1000% blood patriot runs through his veins. I mean, he is the real deal for sure.
Yeah, Paul's good. We have several different people that are well known that work for GOA now. We have Eric from
IG88.
888. We got Tim Harmston.
Oh yeah.
He works for GOA now.
Wasn't who else was doing it? God. Who else is a member?
Gun Doctor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I think everyone's a member. Guys,
No,
if you're not a
Gun
member
Doctor
of
works for
GOA, join the
GOA.
meeting.
He works for GOA.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really dig it.
Yeah, we're doing some really good stuff at GOA. That's why I like GOA.
Yeah, it's funny. I keep wanting him to come out with like a really cool leather jacket I can become a lifetime member and get, like this other organization.
Yeah, but they're not going to do something like that. They're just not. It's just, I mean,
I really wanted one of those NRA jackets. I got to tell you, I thought it would look so cool. I wanted one so bad.
Yeah, I mean, NRA does what they do, and we do what we do. I'm a lifetime member, and I would love to have gotten the GOA jacket, but at the same time, I would love for that money that they cost to make those jackets to go to filing lawsuits. And there is a big surprise coming up very, very shortly. Keep an eye out.
Oh, we got any breaking news?
Not yet. It's going to be breaking news in probably about 10 days.
Oh, really? On a scale of 1 to 10, juicy wise, is it up there like 6, 7, 8?
Oh, I think this one's going to break the internet.
Oh man! Remember, subscribe, and that's going to be on your Lego channel.
Yeah, it's going to be actually. I think it's going to be on everyone's channel.
Just do stop motion Lego gun news. There you go, man. Cover all the bases.
So I better break the damn thing. I spent close. I've actually worked on it, so that's why I spent probably close to 60 hours last week just on this.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been scooped and you're like, have you ever worked on something and got it all ready and been scooped by like just a few minutes on something?
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Who beat you to it?
Arizona,
Arizona. I don't
state
know.
of Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah. Like when all those states joined the lawsuit in North Dakota, I had it all ready to go, and it was embargoed, and it was supposed to everyone's supposed to break it at the same time. At a certain time, everyone's supposed to break it. I was supposed to get a little 5-minute head start to break it um because I helped work on it. So I was like, hey, you've helped work on this so much, we're gonna give you 5 minutes. Which, if you put a video out there, it doesn't seem like 5 minutes is a
it's a
lot.
lot. It's a
But
lot.
then when everyone else starts dropping their videos, you're higher up in the algorithm and stuff like that. And so it was supposed to be 5 minutes, and then it showed up on Fox News. And we're like, what the hell? How's this on Fox News? It's on the front page of Fox. Arizona released a press release like a day early.
That sucks, man. Don in the chat says, wouldn't it be great if scouts had to build an AR badge?
That would be awesome.
You mean assemble an AR? It's I always get a kick out of someone that says they build ARs and they
I,
just buy the upper and lower and stick them on. They
I
don't really
built
like.
it. I built an AR.
But
Let me see if I can find a picture of it. I built several ARs. And it's like building. When I'm talking about building, I'm talking about actual, uh, taking the lower, milling the lower, and stuff like that.
Will says, Smash, speaking of tech stuff, did you ever get your 3D printer running? Actually, no. I sent it back and I ordered a different one because everyone's like, you're just going to upgrade this and upgrade that and upgrade that. And I'm like, well, how about I just get one already done instead of trying to do all this upgrade stuff? Plus, I want to do big stuff. So I wanted a big one. So I sent it back.
So what did you get?
I don't know. It was on Amazon. So the original one was an Ender 3 Pro.
Yeah, but that's a great one that everyone uses. The upgrading of it is also great because you get to learn like what to do.
But I want to do like big helmets, like huge.
Well, there's a few other ones that are like big. The Ender 5, there's a big like they have like a big version of it.
Here, let me get
The Creality has one that's kind of big.
I think it's that one.
All right,
I think it's
yeah,
the Reality.
yeah. So I mean, so they have big ones. I'm looking for a picture of my AR that I built. Some reason I can't find the picture. Any of the pictures. I built several ARs that are actually
Yeah,
like
it's the Creality Ender 3 S1.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, they have
I got it on sale, so I was like, sweet. I saved $200 on that.
nice. I'm looking for one of my ARs that I built myself, but I can't. Well, here. I can do this.
Well, while you're looking for it, let me ask you a question. Do you think there could be too many 2A rights groups, or is there's not enough?
I mean, there are some that qualities differ, but right now right now there is that's me milling out my one of them.
Oh man, check that out.
But when I say I built ARs, I mean I've actually.
All right. All right. Well, that's building. Like if you mill out the lower receiver, then you're building an AR. But I had a friend of mine, he bought an upper from PSA and he had a drop-in trigger kit and just stuck it together. I built it. I'm like, bro, come on. Really? If If you put an optic on a gun, you're not building the optic.
Yeah. I think this is building though.
Yeah, when you're like milling stuff out, then yeah, that's pretty much building. That's cool, man. Very cool, John.
Yeah. But yeah, man. 3D printing is where it's at. I mean, I've been 3D printing for a minute now. Before it was even cool.
Yeah, it
You ever
seems
thought of
like
3D?
lately, especially in our group, in our circle, a lot of people are getting into it.
Well, I got into 3D printing. Too many choices. Yes, it is programming, but some of my ARs, I've done custom programming to actually change. I changed the code on it to do different things. You can
TMC
download.
stirring up the pot.
You can download the code, but yeah, building is with your hands. I build with my mind, man. I write the code.
TMC's on a roll.
Yeah, too many choices. I love too many choices.
Swamp Dog Armory Crump wanted to 3D print his own Funko Pops. Actually, you
Rich
know,
did that. He printed a Funko Pop of me. No, I've been in 3D printing before. I was in 3D printing actually longer than I've been into guns.
oh wow.
Yeah, I've been into 3D printing for about late 2010s.
Oh man, yeah, I just got into it and I wanted so I got that Pro, it sat in a box and I was like, man, it looks really cool. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, he goes, well, you want to do all like the really cool helmet stuff and it's not going to work. It's not big enough. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, because he did this crazy anime statue like Fist of the North Star. He did it all in one deal. It looks amazing. He
yeah.
goes, you got to have a bigger printer, a
There's a
bigger.
guy I sub to his Patreon because he puts out some of the baddest ass models. For example, the ones that are behind me, the Captain America right there, and my Judge Dredd. Let me grab the Judge Dredd. He puts out some really really cool models. It's Eastman, and
Oh, that's the new Judge Dredd.
yeah, he puts out really really cool models.
You know, shout out to that movie too. In case you haven't seen Judge Dredd, the new one, it's pretty good. You know,
Yeah,
it's a pretty good flick.
they were gonna make a second one, but for some reason it got canceled. But this Judge Dredd movie is awesome. The guy that makes this is he goes by Eastman. And he puts out all different models of different things. I got one with like a Thor one. When I got into 3D printing, it was at the end of I guess it was like 2006 ish, 2007 ish, and they didn't really have like kits. So basically, you would have to find a builder community, and this is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss this, but uh, you would have to buy parts that weren't really made for 3D printing. And then some of the other parts that you would get, you would have to go to a builder and have them print you off the parts because you just couldn't do it. So
Oh,
it
that's very
really
cool.
encouraged you to like interact with the community, because if you didn't interact with the community, you weren't going to be able to build your printer, and it would take hours and hours just because there was no kits. And then MakerBot came up with some kits. I think they might have been one of the first to actually make a pre-built, not pre-built, because when the MakerBot's kits came out, they were still the first kits. You still had to build them. You just got all the parts.
Yeah.
But
A friend of mine started messing with it like around 2015, 16. And he was making all this cool Star Wars toys and stuff. I'm like, that's kind of neat, man. That's kind of neat. But it wasn't near what it is today.
yeah,
Today, I mean,
back then we weren't. No one was doing guns
no.
because the filaments just weren't strong enough. You would melt the damn thing.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a goof, you know? Now it's really cool. It's pretty neat. Like Print, Shoot, Repeat. It's probably one of my favorite channels to watch. The guy is an absolute riot.
You know who he is, right?
Well, I met him in person, but he was wearing a deal.
Yeah, I found out who he was. I don't know why he wears all the stuff. He's kind of famous, like not gun famous, like famous in another way.
He's like a porn actor. What's going on?
No, 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 no. He's famous. And yeah,
I
he
figured he probably had some kind of music background because his or videography because his videos are really funny.
yeah, talking Crump. Too many choices is talking about how we doxed the AG of California.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got like a privacy strike against my video because of that.
Was it on accident or you just like on
No,
purpose?
no, we gave out a cell phone number
Why would you do that?
because he released information about a bunch of gun owners in California. So we decided we were going to do it.
All right, that's
Then
fair.
Rich calls up, Flying Rich calls up, and he goes, "Hi, a cell phone. Hi, I was just wondering, do you still own the Toyota Sienna with the VIN number of blah 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 blah, license plate of blah 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 blah, and live at blah 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 address? Thank you." And we're like on stream, and we're like, "What the hell did you just do that for, Rich?"
That was probably not a good idea.
No, so they emailed me to my personal email address saying, here's our comment to what happened.
You have
Not
an
to like,
official channel strike on your channel now?
no, they just had it removed.
I was gonna say, man, those are super dangerous.
Yeah, no, they just had it removed. But yeah,
Real
I,
quick, guys, in the chat, if you're not a subscriber to the one and only John Crump and John Crump News, please, I just put his link in the description. Please like and subscribe to his channel. He'd greatly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe to mine. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see. I have an interesting theory. I was talking to someone about this whole pistol brace thing, and he was an older gentleman, and it was back during the first ban of the assault weapons. And he goes, they gave you 6 months to make anything a machine gun and register it, and we never did. You know, he had one friend that did, made a bunch of AR-15s and the machine guns, and then ended up selling them and making a fortune. And he goes, it's kind of like maybe this is who. It's like if they're going to waive the tax stamp, why not SBR 5 or 6? Just put them away for a rainy day.
you need to have pictures of the actual firearms with the braces on there. Now, if you had the braces and you moved them over to different lowers, because I was thinking about doing that just to like screw with them. So I got like 50 lowers, and if they were going to give a free tax stamp, I never had a plan on finishing any of the lowers, but I would just like SBR every single one of them and throw them in a box and just let them sit there, just to give them more work.
Yeah. Well, I
But
mean, the braces don't have serial numbers. The uppers don't have serial numbers. So if you just had completed lowers, you can do them one at a time and just put them in the safe for a rainy day. Like I have a couple. Heck, it's funny. Last year I was thinking about SBRing a few of them just so I could put a pistol grip and all that stuff now, and then put a real stock on it because pistol brace stocks they're okay, but they're not the best. But I don't know.
yeah, ADX has a question. How is the new brace rule applied to others? Because they are not considered pistols, but they will. I mean, but if you have a pistol brace on there, you will be able to register them as SBRs. I have a bunch of pistol braces, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna register any single one of them. I have SBRs, I have suppressors that are registered, but the ones with the braces on, I'm not registering them.
Hmm.
I mean, I just can't bring myself to doing it.
Well, I have 3. I think I have 3. I don't know. I'll see how it plays out. I'm sure it's going to go right to the courts pretty quick. And then hopefully GOA is going to kick some ass.
Yeah, we have to wait for it to be filed. There's actually a Second Amendment Foundation case challenging the pistol brace rule, and it was put on hold. It was like frozen in the courts, so it can't go anywhere because the courts were like, "Okay, so where's the rule?" They're like, "Well, it's coming out," and they're like, "Well, where's the rule?" It's like it's coming out. What does the rule say? We think it says this. Well, does it say that? Well, it could, but it could change. And the judge is like, all right, we're going to put this on hold until we actually get a rule.
Hmm. That's so dumb. Honestly, I mean, out of all the things they go after, it's that really.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
pointless. It
is.
doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
No, I mean, the whole SBR thing is dumb as hell.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. TMC shall not comply. If you register, it's tantamount to admitting to a felony. Amnesty only applies if a law has been already broken. The pistols are legal. I hear you, man. I hear you. Because I was gonna do, like I said, I was gonna do 2, just so I could put the front grip and all that stuff. And now I feel like if I do it, everyone's gonna call me names.
You can sell, Jeremiah, you can sell an SBR or an SBS. They would just have to transfer it. It would have to be done through a Form 4,
Right.
and a $200 tax stamp would have to be paid.
Yeah. So this old guy was telling me, he goes, man, I wish if I had thought about it, he was standing on that hill. He's like, I'm not going to register any of these guns. Fuck them, blah, blah, blah. And then his buddy that just started cranking out. I mean, he full autoed everything he had, pistols, rifles, anything he could full auto. He turned into a full auto and registered them, and then made a killing later on, 10 years down the line. So I was like, man, I
Yeah,
don't know.
well, look, I had a M16 that was purchased for uh like 20K or something like that, and I resold it. But uh if I would have kept it, it would have it's like worth like 40 some now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sell them. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to do.
Yeah, you have to do like it would have to be, like actual. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to sell them.
Yeah. So, John, can you buy braces and a few lowers, put them together, and register for free with no upper? No, I
Okay.
had to be a complete gun, I believe. But you can just
Well, no
change
one's
the
really
upper.
sure. I mean, that might be the case. It might not be. It's just a lot of speculation right now.
See, that's why he's an investigative reporter, because he needs all the facts. I just make shit up, and it
Dude, if you
sounds
have a pistol lower and you have a bunch of like a pistol like upper, a bunch of lower braces, what's to stop you from just moving that upper because that's not serialized to each firearms? So
right.
that point doesn't really matter. I know this is going to hurt a lot of companies that make their bread and butter on pistol braces.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
then again, honestly, if you had all your eggs in one basket, you knew that this was a possibility for the last 2 years. So I really don't feel sorry for him, because you knew this was probably going to happen or eventually. They've been talking about this for a long time.
I broke the first story about it
When was that?
a couple of years ago.
But right, I mean, so they've been
The day
talking
before
about it.
Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, like 3 Thanksgivings ago. And when I put it out, people like absolutely crushed me. They killed, they're like, "Oh, this is not true. This is blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, it's freaking true. They're about to go after that.
Yeah.
Um, and then it came out. Uh, but yeah, I was trying to warn people, hey, let's stop this now. Let's get together and stop this madness now because this is what they're talking about behind the scenes.
100%.
And I wish I could have just rallied the troops a little bit harder.
Let's see. So if they are waiving the tax stamp fee, does that mean we're making them SPRs, or is that a special designation for braced pistols? Now you're supposed to be able to register as an SBR. From what I understand, from what everyone in the gossip mill is saying, is once you register as an SBR and do the tax stamp, then you can do whatever you want to it. Take the brace off, put a regular stock, put a 2-inch upper on it if you want, and get stupid. I mean, you can do anything.
Yeah. One of the things that is definitely interesting, Too Many Choices points it out. They can't stop the selling of braces. I mean, it's just you can't do it. There's nothing. The ATF doesn't regulate the braces. That's why they're attacking it from the purpose of saying, hey, of the SBR thing. And like the point checklist and stuff like that.
Yeah. So here, Carolina EDC has something. Did you hear about Tennessee doing the same with silencers and SBRs? They're not state regulated now, but they're still federally regulated.
They're still federally regulated. A lot of people get that confused. If you look at the Jeremy Kettler case out of, I think it was Kansas, Jeremy Kettler bought a suppressor from. I'll see what I can do, Kimball. Jeremy Kettler bought a suppressor from a guy. The suppressor was made in Kansas. All the parts were made in Kansas. It was kept in Kansas. And he thought because Kansas had a law where they deregulated suppressors that the feds wouldn't go after him.
Yeah.
The feds went after him.
Yeah, I mean, we were so excited when they were doing it here in Texas.
Yeah,
and,
it's symbolic, and people have to realize that.
But man, it would be so sweet.
It would be so sweet, but nothing's going to stop the ATF from coming in there and arresting you for that.
Right?
Yeah, I know some of the lawyers that worked in the Kettler case. They got it lessened because Jeremy Kettler was a law-abiding citizen and he thought he was acting within the state law. But he got like probation, which is better than going to prison for 10 years. It's still not what we would like.
Yeah. So what is your thoughts on the FRT triggers? So if someone out there has an FRT trigger, as just in your own thoughts, what do you think they should do?
People with FRT triggers?
Yeah. What if someone has it in a gun, and what if they just have it in a drawer somewhere?
Either way, contact the attorney if you can.
Oh man.
If you have a TACOM 3 MR, I think you're a little bit safer because there is a letter about that. But if you had a wide open trigger or a FRT 15, I would definitely contact a lawyer because they are coming for those.
So what if they sold
I
it?
think I told people that a few months ago that they're going to be coming.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning something like that.
Over a year ago, I was like, hey, that they're going to come after these.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I wouldn't be too worried is if you had bought it, paid cash, and don't have any kind of paper trail.
Yeah, but if you have a TACOM 3 MR, yeah, well, the big difference between the TACOM 3 MR that makes it a little bit safer than the other ones is they have a letter from the ATF. And yes, Too Many Choices, TMC is right again. It does have a disconnector, and that is the difference. And that's what the ATF maybe thinks what the difference is, but they issued a letter for it.
Man, TMC is on fire in the chat today.
Yeah, no, TMC is one of the most knowledgeable commenters on all my videos.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's all over the internet. I'm always right. Is TMC my wife? Holy crap. I didn't know she knew so much about guns.
Yeah, the tac the so I think if you have a Tacon 3MR, they're gonna leave you, um think they're gonna leave you alone for a while. I think eventually that letter is gonna get revoked, and they're gonna come after that as well. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna be down the road, and they're coming after the wide open triggers and the FRT-15s, the rare breeds now. In the Graves trigger, the Alamo triggers.
So what are they gonna do? I mean, are they? I watched your video on how they were buying them and then going to the sellers and cracking down on gun broker.
Yeah,
What
they
is the gist of that? I mean, are they gonna? Those FRT triggers were flying off the shelves for years. Are they gonna go after all? I mean, there's a lot of those.
Well, Rare Breed claimed that they digitally shredded their customer list. We know from the Big Daddy Unlimited versus Rare Breed case that isn't the case, that they've actually have the customer list. Um, and that is probably going to come out in Discovery, which will be, the ATF is not supposed to use documents from Discovery, but I think that they will. So, I mean, I would, unless you pay cash for it at a gun show, if you have one of those, I would be contacting a lawyer.
What do you tell the lawyer? Just
Hey, I have these. The ATF have determined these to be machine guns. They're wrapping it up. Can you please hold it for me?
hmm. But when they show up now, they're not. They don't show up with warrants, do they?
No. Basically what they're gonna do is they're going to note the case if you refuse to turn it over. Detective Kimball. Hold on, I got his sound effect somewhere in here. Damn it, where is it? Oh, here it is. I moved all my sound pads around.
I'm a cop, you idiot. I'm Detective John Kimball.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
right.
the Puma.
Yeah.
And some
Digitally
shooters.
shredded.
This is the question that everyone wants to know. If you have a pistol brace, which so many people, I mean, look at all the Ruger's pistols, the Springfield pistols. There's tons of these guns out there with pistol braces, and you don't register, then what?
After the amnesty period, you can separate the pistol brace from the actual firearm, or you could destroy the firearm, which I don't know why you would do it instead of just separating it, or you could just rock it the way it is. But if you do get caught, they're going to charge you with having a SBR.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. What about that stupid tube thing that comes off the back of AR? That's not a brace, right?
The tube?
Yeah,
The
you know how
buffer
some
tube?
people just do a pistol and they don't put a brace on it. They just have the
The
whole
buffer tube, the pistol
buffer.
buffer. No, that's nothing's gonna change with that. That will still be like a pistol. But what Detective John Kimball was saying, that it's impossible to digitally shred anything. Working in technology, when Lawrence DeMonico said, "Oh, we digitally shred it," Rich and I were talking on the phone, and and Rich goes, "That's a bunch of bullshit." I was like, "Yeah, I know. There's no such thing."
Yeah, my wife's IT. Well, she's a data analyst, something, blah blah blah. But when they would trade in their laptops at work, they would delete it. She goes, "Watch this." And she'd put this program in, and all their history, all these files come swarming back. And she goes, "You can't get." If you microwave the hard drive, then that's a different thing. But
Uh,
everything's out there.
when I worked for the State Department, whenever they had the encryptors and they replaced them, what they would do is they would zero them out. So basically, it would rate zeros over the encryptor's hard drive
Right.
10
Right.
times, and then they would put it in these massive shredders that just like shredded it into like little pieces.
You know who could probably get rid of it? Hillary Clinton, I think, could do a pretty good job of getting rid of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're probably right.
And if you disputed it with her, then you would have a a bad car drive home, or you just wouldn't wake up.
Yeah. You would commit suicide by shooting yourself in the back of the head.
Yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, man, I don't want to really get too into politics, but the only reason I want Trump to win now is because he goes, on day one, I'm firing everybody. I'm like, really? That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would do that.
Because he can't trust them anyway. Let's see. All right. Any more questions for Mr. John? ADX works.
JC9. I have not worked for the NSA since around 2011 or 2012. Last time I worked for the NSA. And yes, I worked for the NSA, and that's not a secret.
I had no idea you worked for the NSA. Was it contract work, or were you like
contract work?
Oh, okay. So you were working for the NSA, but you weren't in the NSA.
No, I was not a member of the NSA. Most of the people in the NSA don't actually work for the NSA. Like they contract for the NSA. I've contracted for NSA, I've contracted for DHS, and I've contracted State Department and some other government agencies.
Oh, nice. So Edward Snowden, hero or villain?
Okay.
I'm dying to ask you that now.
This is going to be nuanced. Him saying, hey, look, this is what this is illegal data mining, blah, blah, blah. I think that was the right thing to do. The wrong thing to do was when he took the hard drives to China and Russia.
Well, you can't exactly leave him in the States.
Yeah, but after he put out everything out there, who knows what else was there?
I think he just kept him for insurance. You don't want to get
claimed. but they were going to fall into Chinese and Russian hands. So I would have, he wanted to live. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I would fall on that sword and take my chances. That's just me.
Mike McClune says, I was told you could clear a hard drive, remove it, and drill it so it's not operational.
You can do stuff like that.
You know what? I actually have, man, this just happened a couple of days ago. I have a Western Digital external hard drive, a 5 terabyte. It fell and broke. And it had all my baby pictures and all kinds of like real sensitive stuff on it. So I got to go to one of those hard drive places. And
yeah, that happened to me, and I had a bunch of like Christmas videos and stuff. Unfortunately, they quoted like $4,000 to repair it. I said, "Yep, let's go ahead and do it." And unfortunately, it was unrecoverable.
Did you still have to pay the $4,000?
No, they don't charge you if they can't recover it.
$4,000?
Yeah.
It's the pictures of my kids, though. I mean, you'll never get that back.
Oh, that's one of the reasons why I was willing to pay it. But it was like one of those things that it was just not possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I've been holding on. I think I'll just hold on to it for a little bit, and hopefully it gets cheaper.
So what's it doing? Like knocking or something?
No, it's not. It's spinning, but it's not reading, and I don't want to keep turning it on.
Okay, do this. And this is gonna sound kind of stupid, but trust me, it's worked for me and it's worked for Rich. Stick it in the freezer overnight.
Huh?
Stick it in the freezer overnight.
The freezer.
Uh-huh.
I should probably wrap it up, right?
Yeah. But just you want to get it so cold that like everything expands, whatever.
Hard drive in the freezer.
Hard drive in the freezer, yes.
Should I wait till I have another digital Western
Yeah,
Digital?
yeah. Make sure that you have something that.
All right, so I got to
Once,
buy one.
yeah, because once it warms up, a lot of times it ain't, ain't gonna read again.
Oh my god, there's like 4 terabytes of shit on there.
Yeah, well,
Get
stick
the
them in
most
the freezer
important stuff
overnight.
first.
What's that?
I'll just try and copy the most important stuff first.
Yeah, my favorite EDC gun. I carry a Glock 19X with the Shield Arms 15 round magazines. Not Glock 19X, Glock 43X
All
with
right.
the Shield Arms.
What was your gun before that?
I carried a Glock 43 in a Glock 19.
Oh man, I was never a big Glock person because I was exposed to a bunch of different guns before Glock, and I think going from those grips to the Glock, it just didn't feel right. So I appreciate him. I own a Glock 19 now for comparisons, but eh.
Yeah, I also used to still do carry sometimes from time to time a HK VP9.
Oh, that's a good gun. I love those.
Yeah, I have the X Tech 21 round mags for that.
Yeah, those are great. Tim Hopper says, set up raid. I know, I'm looking into it because I'm kicking myself now. And even in like YouTube stuff, I'm already at like 15 terabytes of just dumb videos and random shit. So
Yeah, I keep everything on a cloud now. Besides, like all my like leaked documents, that's on a secure stuff, and the Biden hard drive is stored on Mega.
Mega,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know
it's
if I trust that cloud stuff, man.
yeah. Well, like I said, my leaked documents are mostly on on local hard drives, encrypted hard drives.
Yeah.
Like my video stuff, all my videos and kids stuff, all my family stuff is on a cloud. So I'm not talking about like stuff that's gonna get anyone hemmed up.
Yeah. 100%.
And a lot of my leaked documents are also at a lawyer's office.
You know what I need to do is build a home server. That's what I want to do. I want to build a server, a home
Do it,
server.
man.
But I want to do it for under maybe 4 or 5 grand. I want to like see if I can do I want unlimited memory.
Dude, you can have ones that are with hot swappable hard drives. So you can just like swap hard drives on the fly. They have ones that have like 10 bays where you can like just swap the hard drives in or out.
Yeah. And they're so cheap now.
Yeah.
I remember when I built this computer I have here. I remember when I was buying the hard drive for it. And I was like, man, I need like 300 gig solid state drive. And it comes on this little stick now. I'm like, God, that is the craziest thing. And it just clicks right into the motherboard.
Yeah, the M2.
Yeah, it's bananas. I was like, man, times have changed. Like,
Yeah. Too many
crazy.
choices. Put them in the bathroom like Hillary. Actually, I used to do like there was something called a Beowulf cluster, which was like it was shared processing through a bunch of different servers. So you take about 10 servers and they act as like one supercomputer. And I took a bathroom and I like put like a stack of servers in there and did a Beowulf cluster back in the day. So I guess I know about using the bathroom for that.
John Crump, do you think realistically the NFA will ever be repealed?
Repealed? No. I think I do see eventually one day where suppressors gets deregulated or whatnot, but NFA as a whole getting repealed, I don't see that. Maybe the courts knock it down, but even that is a long shot. But like the government repealing the NFA, I just don't see that happening.
It would be sweet though.
No, it would be very sweet.
Morningstar might be able to help you with that. It's kind of his thing. That's cool.
Yeah, Morningstar is a good guy, man. He knows a lot about programming. We've had a lot of tech talks, him and I.
Linux service. You know who I met out here in Houston, Texas, which was cool? When I first moved here about 14 years ago, there was this guy in the chat room, Merrick. And he's like, hey, man, I bought an AK parts kit. And he's like, I'll help you put it together. I'm like, great. You know, I don't know anybody here. I drove over to his side of town. He lived, you know, in like a little kind of shitty part of town. The house was really kind of crappy. And this old dog was outside about ready to die. And this old man comes out. It looks like he just climbed out of a gold panning days. Big scraggly beard, a hat. And he was one of the guys who invented Ubuntu, like back in the day. Like he turned out he was like a super genius. And you walked into his house and he was telling me all about all these AKs and he kept bringing out different kinds. And he had like 15 different kinds of AKs. I had no idea what the guy was talking about, but I traded him a computer for like 3 different guns. He gave me like 3 guns for a gaming PC. I was like, sweet, thank you. But that guy was pretty smart.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You run into some interesting people in this industry for sure.
Yeah. Area Protection Act, it's still floating out there. It doesn't have the votes to pass, but it's still out there. It gets introduced every single year. Eventually, it will have the votes, just not right now. But yeah, TMC again, it never makes it out of committee, which is true. But yeah, but it's still floating out there.
Yeah, and in Europe, you have to have a suppressor, right?
You don't have to. It's considered rude to shoot without one, and they're sold over the counter.
You can just buy them over the counter, right?
Yeah. You just go in there, you buy it. Which is it's less regulations to buy a suppressor in the UK than it is to buy a knife.
That is nuts.
I don't think it will get repealed. I think the only way to get rid of that is through the courts.
What is the Hughes Amendment? Hughes
Amendment is the one that says you cannot have machine guns after April of '86. You can't have no new machine guns can be added to the registry.
Huh.
For public transferable.
All right. Let's see. JJ said I traded a moped for 2 AR-15s. Hey, that sounds like a good trade. Again, guys, if you're not a subscriber to John Crump and John Crump News, I just put a link in the description. Please like and subscribe to his channel. He would greatly appreciate it.
I definitely would. Oh, by the way, did you ever tell anyone about where I originally saw you on YouTube?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this a Shrek? Is this a Shrek joke?
No. I saw you on another person's channel that was not gun related. In your GTR.
Oh, you saw me on another channel?
Yeah, Cars Across Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's my buddy out here. He's a good dude.
Yeah, that's where I saw you at, I think.
No kidding.
Yeah, I thought I told you that.
No, I gave him a bunch of shit because when I first met him, he said I had gold TE37s on my GTR, and that really upset me because they're not gold, they're bronze. It's a difference. And I was giving him a bunch of shit. So he did a follow-up video, and he said, sorry, but he bought a GTR for a while, and he really shit on it, and he pissed off the whole community, but it worked. He got all the clicks. He's a good dude.
You don't remember me when you came on my show? And I was like, yeah, like I was like the first time I was like, yeah, I don't know you from doing gun stuff, I know you from something else. And you're like, what? I was like, another channel. Like, you
No.
have cars, and you're like, oh.
Well, heck, man, you didn't even remember when you were on the last time.
No, true.
Detective John Kimmo Supra GTR. I don't know.
It depends. Oh, well, dude.
Well, let's see. If Will is still in the chat, he's my new neighbor here.
The new Subarus are what? They're like BMWs, right?
The new Supra, I wouldn't touch it.
The new Subarus are BMWs.
The new Supra is kind of trash.
Yeah, dude, like an R34 Skyline GTR.
R34 is good, but the R35 was I knew it. I knew he was in here. I knew it. I fucking knew it. So my buddy Will here has an amazing Supra, and he actually just picked up a right-hand drive from Japan. It was delivered, and that thing is nuts. It's so nice.
Yeah. I know, dude. I'm just.
But even Will will tell you, GTRs will give you a run for your money.
I'm just R34s, man. I would love to have a R34.
Yeah, 2 more years and they'll be legal to import. You buy it now because as soon as they're legal to import, they're gonna be. Actually, Will actually bought one and it's sitting in a warehouse in Japan. Will, I'm telling all your secrets, bro, because I want a ride first because that thing is sweet.
R34s are freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, so nice.
I mean, they're just classic. I want a blue R34.
Bayside blue.
With a big ass wing. Not like
See,
a big ass wing, but
if I got a 34, I'd want it completely stock. I'd want it bone stock, just maybe like the Nismo one, but that's it, just stock.
Let me try to find the wing that I like. 1 second here. I can find the wing.
Whistling Diesel. Oh my god, that dude drives me nuts.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a fan. I tried to watch a couple of his episodes, and it's just I don't know. I'm not a fan.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen here. This right here, this wing.
Oh yeah. I think that's a factory wing.
It is.
That's not that big.
Yeah, but it's like yeah, it's not that big, but yeah, that is a factory wing.
Those look like the TE 37s right there.
Oh, did you think I meant like something?
Yeah, like the bazooka style, like the real crazy
that you can you can serve like a lunch buffet on.
Yeah.
No. Just that is perfect.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss that car a lot. It was terrifying to drive. But man, I miss it. Very nice.
Yeah, that is the definition of sexy right there.
Yeah, I was watching this video where they had all the generations of the GTRs do drag races. The R35 smokes them all, but that R34, I mean, anybody that's ever played Gran Turismo, I mean, that car is iconic.
Yeah, but the R35, I mean, just it's the look, man. Just that look is just the rear end is just perfect.
It's funny. I used to tell everyone, like my GTR before I wrapped it red was black. And I used to tell everyone, I would show them pictures of my car, or they'd ask, I'm like, I love just this big black booty that comes on this car, man. It is just amazing. It's iconic. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the R36 is going to be I think it's going to be all electric.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
What a bummer.
I mean,
I thought this was a gun channel. Well, it is a gun channel, but you know what's funny? Guns and cars really, they cross-platform very well. A lot of people that talk guns, talk cars. There's a few people that don't like one.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, Tim Harper says Red Eye Hellcat for the win, but there's only one more year of any type of Charger Challenger with like a motor in it, like a gas powered motor, because next
Hellcat.
year is the last year
So let
before they go electric.
Let me tell you, I had a neighbor that had a Hellcat, and he's like, "Man, we should race. We should race." I'm like, "All right, let's go. Anytime you want to go, let's go." Well, I got to go. Let me go home. I got to put these tires on. I was like, this and that. I'm like,
Hellcats are freaking heavy as hell.
bro, for you to race, you just race as you drive around it. Like I daily drove that GTR all over. I went to the grocery store. I fill it full of groceries. I picked the kids up at school. That thing was my daily. I loved it. But
Yeah,
there wasn't too much on the street that could keep up with it, except probably Will. His Supras probably smoke it.
yeah, dude. I want. I know Jared has one of the plaids, which would smoke everything out there.
Plaids are okay.
I mean, I don't like the way they look, just because they look like a grocery getter, but they're insanely fast.
Well, the thing about the plaid, it's like I call it the Corvette effect. The average person, when they look at a Z06 or a base Corvette, it looks the same. They can't tell. It looks the exact same. If you look at a plaid next to another Tesla, what? It's still, to me, it's boring.
Yeah.
So my buddy who has an 8-second GTR that he built himself, he actually bought a plaid too, and he goes, the plaid is cool, but if you ever see him out, he's always driving the GTR. Like, he would much rather drive it because you hear it, you feel it, it has a soul. The plaid,
but if you take a drag racing,
the plaid is pretty quick, but it's kind of boring.
It's
the interior
boring,
wasn't that nice. If you looked at the build quality, like around the trunk area, the seams didn't quite match up.
Yeah, but they go really, really, really fast.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, but what I'm saying is, the car that I want, and I almost bought one, but they wanted to charge something crazy over. I tried to pre-order a Z07.
All right.
And they wanted something like $60K over factory, whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
I was RP, and I'm like, have that. Yeah, the flat plane. This is like right when they first announced it. The flat print plane V8.
Yeah. 60 over.
It was something crazy. I can't remember. I gotta ask Rich, but I went down the day they announced, okay, pre-sales are opening up. So I went down there. I was like, right when it opened up, and they're like, okay, pre-sale, this is what. I'm like, what?
No.
It was like, no. They're like, but we have a space on the waiting list, and you'll definitely get one. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not paying that much over.
Yeah. MC says if you bought a plaid, I'd wrap it in green, black plaid. 100%. There was someone out here that did that. There was a guy in Houston that did that. It was pretty funny.
There's a guy in Pennsylvania that has it wrapped like that, and I know because I actually saw it when I was driving through Pennsylvania. I got passed by a plaid that was plaid.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Like, all right, well, that guy wants to. I guess he's like, if I drive a plaid, I want people to know it's a plaid.
The new Mustang is supposed to be revealed at the Detroit Auto Show. Not a Mustang person.
You know what they just built out here that haven't opened up as going to open up? A Koenigsegg dealership.
Oh, who?
A Koenigsegg.
A dealership?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes away from my house. Where next weekend we're gonna be at XCal. Jared from Guns and Gadgets, Langley Outdoors, Chad and Eric from IV80.
How far away is that from you?
From where everyone's gonna be at? Or
Yeah.
the Koenigsegg dealership?
No, the XCal.
5 minutes. It's my home range.
I was gonna try and go out for that, but I told him I couldn't make it. I wanted to go, but with IV-88 and kids in school and shit, it's tough.
Yeah, the Guns Out TV range day. I will be there. It's my home range.
Oh, nice.
I shoot there. It's the facility is.
It's nuts.
Oh, yeah, dude. You can rent a freaking RPG.
That's
How many
pretty-
places can you rent an RPG? $60 an hour.
Tim Harper says, "Do you know a Patrick Roth, a YouTuber in your area?" No. What's his YouTube name? You know what's funny, man? I guess there's a bunch of YouTubers in Houston. I haven't met any of them really. I don't really know anybody out here. I mean, I met a couple, but
Well,
I don't know.
well, here, get this. Jay the shooter lives like, I guess I would say less than 5 minutes away from my house.
Jay the Shooter?
Yeah, and he's been on my show. I've never once met him, but he's been on my show. We've done podcasts together. We talk on the phone.
That's funny.
But we have never met up. He sent me a message like last Friday, said, "Hey, we got to meet up before IV-88 because we live like less than 5 minutes away from each other." Yeah.
Koenigsegg is the only car I would want if I was a millionaire. You know what? Honestly, I've got to drive in the Koenigsegg. I've got to drive around in some of these really like, you know what's crazy is like, so when you buy a car like that and you go to these car meets, like you get introduced to a lot of people and you have the opportunity to kind of, hang out and do some really cool shit in a bunch of cars. It's cool, but I don't know if I'd ever want one. Like everyone's like, Bugatti is the all, like,
I don't like the Bugatti. I don't like the way it looks.
Like if I was like an ultra rich, like $500 million, I might get one, but I don't know, man. I would just go. I'd buy every GTR I can get my hands on, really.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I went out to dinner and we were walking by and some guy had a LaFerrari.
Oh, those are sweet.
Yeah, and I was like, "That's a LaFerrari." She's like, "It looks like a she's like, what's the difference between a regular Ferrari and that?" I'm like, "That's a LaFerrari."
I'm getting attacked here. Smash time! Everyone subscribe to Smash time. All right, go to bed. All right, go to bed. Go to sleep. All right, go to bed. Get out of here.
Yeah, so like the LaFerrari, my wife I showed her how much it was. They're like, "Well, you can buy it, but once you buy it, you can double your money by just selling it once you drive it off the lot." She's like, "Then why wouldn't you just go buy one?" It's like, because you have to go through, because Ferrari makes you have to own several Ferraris, and
yeah, that's wild. You have to own Ferraris to have the privilege to buy a Ferrari.
Yeah, so that's why it's that much. She's like, "Why would anybody pay that much for a car?" Like, I'm not saying I would pay that much for a car. I'm just saying that is a car you don't ever see.
Do you know what they're coming out with? I don't know if you saw this. They made another DeLorean.
Yeah, dude, it looks badass.
Hopefully they don't go bankrupt before they make a couple hundred of them, but I don't know. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it does. They have a good documentary on John DeLorean.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I heard he was a kook. The DeLorean factory is right next to my house, like 20 minutes away, where they buy DeLoreans, they restore them and sell them. So they'll buy an old DeLorean, completely restore it and upgrade the motor so it's not, it can go past 80.
Yeah, because they
were super slow, super heavy.
Yeah, I mean, the new DeLorean is cool. I got a picture of one actually.
Yeah, I would buy a Huracan in a heartbeat. I think it'd be really sweet.
Throw out the picture of the DeLorean.
Yeah, looks very nice. I wish they had made it like a throwback, a little bit more of a throwback car.
Yeah,
like when Lamborghini brought back the Countach.
Oh yeah.
Like they should have made it more of a throwback. If they should have had it more angled and square, because the Countach was all squares.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was an amazing car, but the other one just looks like a regular kind of Lamborghini, and it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andrew, you're right. I got moted. Marty did go to 88 miles per hour, but it sure took a long ass time.
Yeah. I don't think the actual ones could hit 88.
I don't think they could, man. They're super slow. But the other day I see them driving around Houston all the time, and they still turn your head. Like that is pretty freaking cool. That is a cool car.
Stainless steel. John DeLorean got all into drugs and everything, drug dealing, because his company was going to go bankrupt, so he had to make a bunch of money fast. So he's like, "All right, how do I make money fast to keep my car company afloat? Yeah, let's just sell cocaine." It's like, what? How do you make that jump? Why not I will reorganize, declare like Chapter 11, reorganize, try to get new buyers. No, I'm gonna go to the drug smuggling route.
Right? So what's new? What's coming up as far as gun news? Like what's
The
crack?
credit
What
card
can
thing
you
is
what can
pretty
you
big
tell
news.
us?
I'm gonna
What
drop a video tomorrow on that, where they got a new, basically different industries have different codes, and now the firearms industry and everything, which used to be all retail, is going to be under their own code with Visa and MasterCard, for all transactions going to be marked with a special code.
Wow, that's great. That's phenomenal. But,
Yeah,
they want to. What's ironic is gun people still do the whole. They're still so open to the barter system and trade and cash transactions. Thank God, because I mean, if we ever went completely cashless, I mean, they could just shut you down. All the banks one day could just totally screw you over.
yeah.
I'd
That's the
rather have a
power
Mad
of
Max
cryptocurrency.
Interceptor.
We might have to be forced to get a cryptocurrency. And I just did an interview with Yahoo Finance, about guns and cryptocurrency, and I explained to him, I was like, it's not using cryptocurrency to buy guns. It's gonna be a necessity. It's not about like anonymity, because with cryptocurrency there isn't anonymity. Cryptocurrency is easier to track than everything. Um, Cryptocurrency is very trackable, so it's not about not being tracked. It's about going to something that they can't shut down ever.
You know what I like about crypto, and I find very appealing, is how you can't manipulate it really, because you're always self-checking, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you are you talking about market wise, or are you talking about
The way crypto is organized. I'm not really into it that much, but it doesn't it always have to sync up with every other buddy's crypto
yeah,
wallet?
you mean the ledger? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's also why it makes it very trackable. I thought you meant like it can't be manipulated like market wise, which it
Oh, it
can.
can.
There was a
Gary
stable
V. Gary
coin.
V. just has to go out there and say, "Oh, everyone buy this," and then it's over.
Yeah, not only that, but there was a stable coin recently, that wasn't really a stable coin. It was like an algorithmic stable coin. I'm not going to get the difference between, true stable coins and algorithmic stable coin, but it's really interesting, because algorithmic stable coins is you have, you know, you burn certain coins to keep it a 1-to-1 with the dollar or whatever, but I'm not going to get into what all that is, because that's would be here for a long time discussing. But someone came in and he bought like $1 billion worth of stablecoin. No one really knows who they are, and then of this coin, and then they dumped it, and it basically it broke the coin, and caused the whole crypto crash.
Huh? Who does that? What government would want to? I mean, who would
I don't
want
think it
to?
would be a government. I think it would be more of some type of. The cryptocurrency is Terra. You can read about it.
Huh.
But I mean, it wasn't a pump and dump because they bought it and sold it like right away. So they didn't. There were a lot of influencers so it wasn't a pump and dump. It was like bought it, bam. So JC9, man, that's who I think it was.
Oh man, maybe.
No, so I think it's these. I think it had to be someone with $1 billion. So I don't think it was a person. I think it was more of like a BlackRock or some type of hedge fund or something to do it and cause it to crash. But yeah, I mean, it was it destroyed with the sell off, man.
Huh. I wish I knew more about that to speak intelligently. Heck, I'm gonna struggle just doing this stupid drone test.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny. I wasn't gonna name any companies that I thought it was, any hedge funds or anything that I thought it was, but JC9
JC9 for the win.
like hit the one I think it is. I mean, it could be anyone else. That's just like BlackRock's a guess, but I mean there's several out there that hate crypto a lot.
Andrew S says, "Who do you think made Bitcoin?"
That's a good question. I don't think it was a single person. I think it was like the NSA or something, which you might not, okay. You know the whole thing about the Bitcoin, right?
No.
Satoshi, there's a guy named Satoshi that made Bitcoin, right?
Right.
But Satoshi is not a real name. And this dude has billions of dollars of Bitcoin. So he made millions of dollars. So he made Bitcoin. Like the code is just phenomenal. That's why I don't think it was a single person, because the code, and since 2009 until now, so 13 years, people have been looking for flaws in the Bitcoin code. No one can find any. So who writes code that clean? No, like no one. Not a single person writes code that clean. So so they launched Bitcoin, and Satoshi just disappears. No one knows who he is for sure. I mean, there's a lot of theories. And no one, you've never touched his Bitcoin. His wallet just sits there. So he's either dead, or it was like NSA or something like that, or some type of state agency. Maybe not NSA. Maybe it was like Israel or something like that.
Interesting. Andrew S. There was a flaw in August 2010 and it got fixed in a day. I think that proves it's not one person.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too clean. It's too clean. It's just way too clean.
Yeah. You know what's so funny, John? Like, honestly, I think like I do YouTube and I do this stuff online just so I can talk to really interesting people. And you are the only person I've ever had on. You have no idea where the conversation's going to go. Look, I made like 3 notes to ask you. Usually I have a bunch of questions, everything lined up. But with you, I was like, who knows? We could be talking about Hitler's tomb. We could be talking about Egyptian mummies. Now we're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about just like, it's so fun. Like you're a very underrated, interesting person. The why you're still slumming it with Rich, I don't know.
Dude, Richard's my best friend, man. I love doing my show. I would much rather give up the news show and just do the live show with Rich.
Rich is a very cool dude.
I had to choose between the two. Oh, astrophysics. That's a good point. I like particle physics, but I guess that kind of covers it. My hobby is particle physics. String theory. Yeah, I'm really big into string theory. I am more keen on M theory than string theory. If I had to pick a unified field theory, it would be Michio Kaku. Let me just say Michio Kaku is a freaking genius. But I think if you ever read the book Hyperspace with Michio Kaku's book, you should. But I am more inclined on to go with M Theory.
I feel like I just started watching Big Bang Theory.
Sorry. Like
No, it's
particle
cool.
physics, quantum mechanics, and stuff like that. That's a hobby of mine.
Yeah, I have a cousin who's balls deep into that stuff, MIT, and all he talks about is that and brewing his own beer. For some reason, he's really into brewing his own beer.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, weird. He's a weird guy.
But Michio Kaku, he's done a lot with string theory, and I respect him for that. There's a lot of really interesting particle physics things, and a lot of unified field theories. You have like so much. Stephen Hawking. I was not a big fan of Stephen Hawking. I went to a lecture of Stephen Hawking, and I don't know. He just Hawking radiation stuff. All right, yeah, you got it. But a lot of the stuff that he did, he just like jumped to conclusions and just
Stephen Hawking. Every time I hear that name, I just think of the Family Guy, where they had him making love to his wife on their computer voices. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to a lecture. I've been to a Stephen Hawking lecture.
With the robot voice?
Yeah, he sits up there and is like, what he did, I guess. He's not alive anymore. But like Hawking radiation and stuff like that, I give him credit for that. But I think in other areas, he made some really big jumps.
Yeah, he's a smart dude, but a little crazy. Zythram asks if I own any radical firearms AR-15, and if so, what's your opinion on them? I own one, and that video is coming out on Tuesday.
I own my my 6.5 is a radical firearms.
They had a bad rap QC wise a couple years ago, but
yeah, it seems to have cleaned up.
Oh my god. I went on they're local here, so I know those guys. I went in, I did a whole tour of their facility. I did a video on it. It's amazing. Those guys are pretty right on.
Yeah, I got several. They have a lot of like strange calibers. Like they have like my 458 SOCOM, for example, is a radical firearm. And we can get into Star Trek, man. I'm a Trekkie, man. I'm all about Star Trek.
Oh man, so here's something cool. You said your son's 9?
Yes.
So I was a closet Trekkie for a while, because in the neighborhood I grew up on, if they found out I watched Star Trek, they would have beat the shit out of me. I had to keep that very low key. But on Wednesday night, Voyager, I never missed one episode. If Janeway was out there, I'm following, 7 and 9. Holla. Anyway,
Captain Janeway, one of the best captains, one of the most underrated captains.
Yeah, hands down. And in real life, it turns out she was really against the whole 7 and 9 story arc. But that's what brought in the views, Janeway. So my son, I made him we watched the first 10 episodes of the old Star Trek, but he was kind of losing interest because old Star Trek, it's kind of boring. And then now we just started watching what is it called?
Which one?
Next Generation.
Next Generation. I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah, so we I can't wait for him, because he likes robots. I can't wait for Q to like whip him out there and introduce him to the Borg, because my son is gonna lose his shit when he sees what the Borg are.
I am Locutus of Borg.
Yeah, that was very cool. Stargate SG-1, that's another good one. That was on Netflix, I believe, and I watched the whole series again.
You know what? One of the best science fiction shows that ever was, and there was only one season of it, And I know a lot of people are going to say it since there's only one season and kind of give it away. Firefly.
Firefly.
I watched the whole season. I start on Thanksgiving Day.
What is it about?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Western sci-fi show.
Firefly. I don't remember it.
Josh Whedon wrote it. Joss Whedon.
It's probably pretty good then.
Yeah, they had a movie, Serenity, that was based on the series. Yeah, Cowboy. It's basically Cowboys in space. It was freaking awesome, and so every year, starting Thanksgiving Day, and I finish by Christmas, I watch the whole entire Firefly series, and then I finish it off with Serenity, the Firefly movie
That'd be cool. I'll check it out. Quantum Leap was a great show.
with Al.
I love that show. You know what's funny is when they finally get back to the real time and they're looking in the newspaper and they're like, OJ is a killer. What? That doesn't make sense. And they're like, we must be in the wrong one, and they jump again because it was so funny. That was a great show. Quantum Leap was fantastic.
With Sam
So-
Beckett, right?
Yeah. So if you are a gun person, there was a show called man.
What was it about?
It was he used to talk to his gun and keep it on a pillow. Come on, someone should know this.
Jericho. Jericho. I just saw Jericho was an underrated show.
Jericho was
Freaking
great.
Awesome. And they were pro gun.
Jericho was great, and they canceled it too soon. But they did do a comic book, kind of an extension of the movie, the show. So if you wanted to know what happened, they did a comic book, and
I gotta read it. No, Jericho was great. They were in an elevator, and there was a scene in the elevator where the guy looks at the mayor. The mayor looks at one of the other guys, and says, because when the new government came in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, just give up your arms. We'll defend you." And they were in the elevator, and he looks at the guy and goes, "Anytime a government tells you to give up your firearms, you have to worry." I was like, hell yeah.
yeah, it was called Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
You remember that show?
Never seen it.
Are you serious?
No.
Sledgehammer. So he was this really vulgar cop, and it was
Sledgehammer, Mike Hammer. Yes, back in the 80s.
yeah, it was the 80s. He used to keep
Yeah.
his.
Oh, I thought it was the
357
sci-fi show you're talking about.
No. Sledgehammer. He like blow up an entire building to get one guy.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about like some type of
Oh, I didn't know he named it. I don't think he ever named his gun.
yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a good show.
The new Quantum Leap is coming out.
Is it?
Yeah, they're bringing it back, man.
They're gonna
Never
ruin it.
jumped home though.
They're gonna ruin it.
Sliders, another good show.
Sliders was a good show. Jeez, I think we're dating ourselves here.
The Sliders was a great show, man. There was another good show called Chuck with Zachary Levi.
No,
Freaking hilarious.
Never watched it.
You should watch it. He plays like a Geek Squad guy, but becomes like a spy by accident.
Yeah, it wasn't Mike Hammer. It was Sledgehammer.
No, but Mike Hammer was the name.
No, Sledgehammer was the name of the show.
No, Mike Hammer was the character's name.
Was it Mike?
It was Mike Hammer.
I don't know. They just always kept yelling at him and said it was Sledge. Sledge! Maybe.
Mike Hammer was his actual name. Yeah, so they had a bunch of good sci-fi shows out there, man.
Greatest American Hero. That was a good show.
Dude,
what's funny is my kids.
The theme song is
Yeah, so my kid's jujitsu class, the new coach there has this young kid, and he has that blonde afro curly hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I just
Like,
can't stop watching. I can't stop thinking of that. Believe it or not, every time I see this kid, he looks just like him.
yeah, I used to train jujitsu. I think I showed you the picture before, some of the pictures before.
Nope.
I'm going to show you a picture of me and my coach. Hold on for 1 second. I gotta
Uh-oh.
get it off my wall. I got my jujitsu wall.
All right, let's see it. Is this if he comes back and it's like him standing with Martha Stewart, I'm out. Yeah, Greatest American Hero was a good show. It doesn't really hold up today, though.
Me and my coach.
Who's that kid?
Yeah. When I was skinny. Yeah, you know who that is, right? The coach.
No.
That's Helsing Gracie.
Wait, let me see it again. When was that taken?
Years ago.
God, why do you still do it?
No. I mean, I got too effed up. When I was living in the Philippines, I hurt my ankle and I came back and I like popped my my ACL like the day I got back from the Philippines. I trained over in the Philippines a little bit. Did some Filipino martial arts over in the Philippines and stuff.
Oh yeah, I used to do. It was called Okinawa Limalamate or some crazy stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so when I did like years ago. A buddy of mine was doing MMA, but it was more like just a real life karate stuff. And it was just I think the coach was just this masochistic guy because he would just beat the shit out of us for a couple hours every other day in his garage, and it was all on concrete, and it wasn't very fun. And he was this Filipino guy, but he was nuts. But I did jujitsu just for like 4 months, and then I tore my rotator cuff, and I'm good. I'm good.
No, I was in it for a few years. I started kickboxing, did like some Muay Thai stuff, and then transitioned over to wrestling and jujitsu when I was younger. No, and I did the whole MMA thing when I was younger. But this is in like the dark ages of MMA. You know, like before the Ultimate Fighter TV show.
Yeah.
So,
Anytime you did jujitsu before like 95, I think you were probably an anomaly.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was hard. I've done like judo. I had like a judo coach and stuff. But no, yeah, that's Helsing Gracie, the oldest of the Gracie children of Helios Gracie, who was like the guy, him and his brother developed Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
So he was the oldest of it. If you watch the old like UFC from '93, UFC 1, the Gracie train that come out,
Yeah.
he was the first one in line.
Yeah. What a good marketing.
Yeah, well, Hoist, they pit up Hoist because Hoist was like the smallest of the Gracie brothers. So that's why he fought. He wasn't the best, he was just the smallest.
Yeah.
So
I missed that. I missed that opportunity in I grew up in LA, and a bunch of friends of mine would always go over to this guy's house in Torrance, and they're like, "Hey man, we're gonna go train."
Gracie Academy.
It wasn't even the academy. It was just them guys training in the garage before the academy even started. This was back.
Ryan Gracie.
This was back when God, my buddy Sergio, he always tried to get me to go, man. He's like, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm like, I'm not rolling around on the ground with a bunch of dudes. That's gay.
Ryan Gracie is
Huron?
Yeah, Ryan Gracie is the he was the guy in Torrance.
Yeah.
His
And
2 sons teach at the academy now.
yeah, you know what's crazy? That academy is nuts. Like we went back, and then you know my kids are doing jujitsu now for a bunch of years. So we went back to Torrance, and then the school they just opened is nuts. So we got to just go hang out. When you walk in, you can go hang out and watch the class in the back. But the class we went to see, there was like 40 black belts, and the level of jujitsu, it was just nuts. I've never seen a class with that many high level jits guys just going at it. It was crazy. Like, holy shit. It was pretty neat.
Tori Gracie and I used to be like, we used to talk a lot, but then when she got divorced from the Gracie family, kind of like lost touch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it was Hickson's wife at the time, and she was really cool. We were kind of close, but didn't want to piss off the Gracie brothers, especially Hickson, because he used the lion killer.
Yeah. Those
Did
guys.
you ever Sakuraba fight? The Gracie Hunter?
Yeah.
It was good.
Sakuraba was great.
Yeah, Sakuraba, the Gracie Hunter.
But the thing about jiu-jitsu is like when it first came out, it was so new and different. It dominated everything. But I don't think jiu-jitsu is the one all.
No, it's not. It's just no one knew how to defend against it.
Like now, like, you know, even all these jiu-jitsu guys, like my kid's coach fights in the UFC, Alex Morono. He just,
Okay.
yeah, like he knocked out, he's on a 4-fight streak right now. He knocked out Donald Cerrone, then he just beat another guy, and he's cool. But like he'll tell you too, like all these guys that are big time fighters, like it's a great base, but once you get hit in the face, jiu-jitsu kind of loses its luster. Like it's a great key, but you start getting hit in the face.
It's a requirement to know.
It's a requirement, but man, you can get wrecked if you try and go for like a Darce choke and the guy's like gouging your eyes out in a real fight. So
yeah, well, when I started jujitsu, I mean, I love jujitsu, but I started it to supplement my striking. It was never going to be my base, and I would say my striking. If I was if somebody asked me what my base is still striking. But I really love jujitsu.
yeah, my base is eating. No, I really enjoyed it. I only did it for a few months, and if I didn't think I was going to get hurt again, I would probably keep doing it. That's my excuse.
One thing about jujitsu is you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a kid and you know the kids classes are not, but if you're rolling around with people that are freaking fighters that are like going to MMA competitions and stuff, you will get hurt.
Yeah, well, the cool thing about this school they go to, it's a Gracie Barra school. It's they free roll every single class. Like a lot of kids classes, they'll do like once a week or they'll start on their knees. No, man. He teaches these kids just like the adult class, and he'll talk to them just like the adult class. Like I have a video of my daughter getting her belt promotion, and I did some. It's funny, and it cracks everyone up because he goes through the instruction, everything like he's teaching the adults, and he's talking to like 6-year-olds. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But man, those kids go at it like nuts.
Yeah, somebody brings up Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is a black belt. Gracie, actually, he's a Machado brother black belt.
Machado brothers are no joke.
Yeah, he got their a black belt from the Machados. When he went into the Machados class, he went in and they're like, "Oh no, you can wear your black belt." He's like, "No, I want to wear a white belt because I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu." So he wouldn't wear a black belt until he felt that he was ready. And they tried to give him his black belt several times, and he turned it down several times. That I don't think I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
how
who Keanu Reeves got training from, is the Machado brothers.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is pretty good at jiu-jitsu. Kara Parisian.
I love that guy. He was great.
Great judoka.
And you know what's funny? His brother had a good stint in UFC too. What was his brother's name?
Yeah. They're the great judokas, man.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey was okay, but man, when they found out a hole in her game,
she couldn't freaking fight stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who beat Holly Holmes?
Holly Holmes knocked her out.
Holly Holmes, like, here's the blueprint to beating Ronda Rousey. Then everyone had the blueprint.
Oh, Steven Seagal. I don't care who you are. Steven Seagal is awesome. Those movies still hold up.
Have you ever seen him eat a carrot?
Neither is he.
No. Have you ever seen him eat a carrot?
No.
Dude, I'm going to share this video. You have to play it. Or you can comment on it to make it fair use. Okay.
You comment on it, make it fair use. I don't know how that works.
All right. It's only 6 seconds long.
Oh, hey, just like prom night.
Oh. All right. I'm going to share this tab. Who would think we would be talking about Steven Seagal eating a carrot?
Is this a real thing?
Yes. Watch him eat a carrot.
All right, we're going to watch him eat a carrot. He looks like a rabbit. That is the funniest thing, man. That is so stupid.
Yeah, Steven Seagal eating a carrot.
Man. Oh, he's in Russia now, huh?
Yeah,
you know what's funny? Steven Seagal, like, what was that one? Fire Down Below. Which one? I'm just a cook.
No, that's Under Siege.
Under Siege.
One of his only good movies. Steven Seagal is doing reporting in Ukraine for Russia. He just released a Russian documentary on Ukraine.
That's too much.
You didn't know he was a Russian citizen now?
No, that's too much.
Have you ever watched Steven Seagal Lawman?
Yeah.
All of a sudden he starts talking like he's black.
Hey, who's that comedian that has a whole joke on him about Steven Seagal? God, what was that guy's name? God bless it. Hold on. Let me find it. Is it Tom Segura? Tom Segura has a whole. I haven't seen it. If you watch right now, write this down. Tom Segura, Steven Seagal. Watch his whole bit on Steven Seagal. You will cry laughing. It is so funny.
Holy shit! Steven Seagal is he's stupid, man. Yeah. His Lawman show.
It's so good. It's so terrible. Yeah, watch the Tom Segura, Steven Seagal. Write it down. It is that funny.
He talks like he's like it's like from the hood or something.
Hey, cuz.
Come on, cuz.
Yeah, it's the best. Well, hey, man, I gotta go to work tomorrow, but I really appreciate you coming on. Real quick, if everybody, please, if you're not a subscriber to John Crump, please, I just put a link in the description. Please subscribe to his channel. If you want breaking news, he is the one and only. He is the go-to guy now. Yeah. Isn't that wild? You are now the go-to.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know. It's you and Jared. And I click on you guys, and then Paul from Legally Armed, and he gets a lot of his stuff from you. So
yeah.
It's the go-to stuff.
If you say so.
Are you going to IV88?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Nice.
I will be there.
Would you honor me with an interview?
Oh,
are you gonna bring your interview stick and do your interviews?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I met you. So I met John And the first thing he says, Smash Mouth, right? I'm like, God damn it. Who is this guy?
Yeah, I did a bunch of interviews, but I didn't do any of them seriously. So
Yeah,
all
I
these
didn't
guys
know
who
that
thought
until
they were-
about the third question.
yeah, all these guys thought they were going to be had a serious interview, and it was just like talking. I kept on talking to you about it, man. You're like, no, man, no, it's smash time. I'm like, all right, or Smash Mouth. So when you did this song, I didn't do that song.
You know what's really funny is Clyco 47, who was in here earlier. If you watch all his SHOT Show interviews, his last question is, "What's your favorite crime?" Like it's a very he's like with Kalashnikov USA talking about all this stuff. Then at the last question, "What's your favorite crime?" And they're like, "What? What?" It just throws people for a loop. It's really good. All right,
My
man.
answer would be thought.
Thought crime. Who knows when that's going to be a real thing?
I think it already is.
Oh my God. That's scary, man. That is super scary. I'll tell Drew to give you a shout out in his next street takeover video.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Drew's is a good dude. He just knocked out a kid, got married. He's growing up. He's young. He's a young kid.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys a kid now instead of that dog.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, heck, everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you're not a subscriber to John's channel, please subscribe to his channel. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe to mine. I have a Prodigy video dropping in a couple days, and it is all over the place. That is the weirdest review I've ever done, and
A Prodigy?
it's the Springfield Prodigy. They're double stack
Okay.
1911. It's nuts. That gun is all over the world. It's you'll see it. You'll see it. But thank you guys so much for watching.
F Springfield.
Now I love Springfield.
No, I don't.